Today I'll show you a quick and easy hip flexor stretch. These are important muscles to stretch because when tight, they can cause a problem maintaining spine angle and cause low back pain. Hey there, Renegade golfers. I've got my baby spine out here to give you a little bit of a visual, at least a couple of hip flexors. Now, before anyone gets angry, this is not actually a baby spine, okay? It's a replica. Now that that's out of the way, we're going to be stretching hip flexors today. What you can see here is one of the pesky ones called the psoas muscle. And as you can see, it attaches to all 5 lumbar vertebrae in your low back, and it also attaches down here to your femur, aka your thigh bone. Now, we also have the rectus femoris here, which we'll be stretching, but this when tight, and it often becomes tight on amateur golfers because most of us have desk jobs and sit all day, right? Tightens this muscle up, causes this extension and crunching through your lumbar vertebra. Now, this can be an issue, again, as I said, because you can't keep or start in a neutral spine in your golf setup. Also, it will prohibit you from doing a posterior tilt at impact, which is where every good golfer needs to be for maximum power and distance. So a lot of people are familiar somewhat with hip flexor stretches, but there's a crucial mistake that most golfers make, and I'll show you how to do it the best way in this video. Okay, you see that I'm down in a split stance on one knee. What you'll notice in this position is the front ankle is right below the knee, and my knee is right below my hip. I'm lined up square this way with good upright posture. Now, a lot of people are familiar with the hip flexor stretch known as the runner stretch, which looks like this. I'm not going to say that's wrong. I'm just going to advise that you don't do that. Okay? Instead, most golfers I work with need very little forward motion to get the stretch in the hip flexor that they need. Going too far forward can stretch out ligaments and other things that we're not going for. So you're nice and upright. What this involves is a posterior pelvic tilt. So I'm going to take my glutes here, squeeze them, and get a rotation back underneath, as if I'm pouring water out the back of the pelvic bowl this way. When I do that, I immediately feel the stretch in the upper part of my thigh. That's where you're going to feel the majority of the stretch. You're not going to quite feel it where it attaches to the spine and elsewhere, but it'll feel like an upper thigh stretch. Tilt the pelvis back, you'll feel a stretch here, right? Let the butt go back, it's gone. Stretch should be here, you'll lose it here. If you need to come forward just a little bit after the posterior tilt, that's fine, but usually an inch is all you need. You hold that for 30 seconds. Common faults are you tilt the pelvis back and you lean the torso back, right? Chest is up nice and tall, just a posterior pelvic tilt, feel the stretch. Now, after doing this for several weeks or more, you may be able to advance this modestly by taking the same side arm as the side being stretched, reaching it up, over, and a bit to the rear here, lifting the ribs up, creating more stretch. You'll feel an intensified stretch there. And again, breathing deeply, trying to relax, and sense that muscle is lengthening out. That's the way I'd like you to do the golfer hip flexor stretch. Okay guys, there you have it, the best way to stretch your hip flexors. Now, as for programming, I'd recommend 1 to 2 sets of 30-second to 90-second holds each side. That is, unless of course you've had an assessment by a TPI professional and they've instructed you to do only one side, not the other, due to imbalances, which again are not uncommon. The only time you would not want to do static holds would be right before playing golf within a 2-hour window. I'll post a link below to a video I have on that exact topic about how to stretch differently 2 hours prior to a golf event as compared to other times throughout the day. Now, if you have any questions about this stretch, you can be sure to just leave a comment down below or contact me through renegadegolftraining.com. On that blog site, you'll also have access to a free report with videos entitled 8 Reasons Your Drive Suck and How to Fix It. Also, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't ever miss any of these instructional videos. Down there in the corner, you can do that. So, let's get after our tight hip flexors and get after old man par.